beautiful. And it was stolen by pretty much everyone. So if they have any new ideas, I think Kru are screwed.
Maybe, maybe. Well, I'm sure Kru expected they'd be playing this map here. Probably didn't put too much stock in the old ASCENT versus FPX fracture game. They knew that wasn't going to be coming up and avoiding a big problem for most teams. But here on ASCENT, oh, Artis is gone.
Timmy the Turret, it gets the opening kill. Can we get that as a stat? First kills for Timmy the Turret is currently 1, and everybody else is on 0.
Wow, leading the charge. You love to see it. And indeed, just like Golden Boy said, that Killjoy pick on the defense already giving massive value. The dash in from Kesnet. 2 men down. They've yet to clear out the positions. Kru now meeting a bit of a barrier, a bump in the road. The sea getting a bit rocky. Not a stable cruise. They're losing players one after another. Damage done and well traded out by FPX to close. That fight on short was devastating.
Yeah, I think it was actually just leaving Saigetsu behind. That was the only difference maker there, is just having that sort of sneaky player in the backlines that needed to be cleared. And even though they managed to get the opener, even though they managed to deny them initially, just the sheer pace of the FTX take, allowing them to just get into position and still have those solid afterplants, which again, as I said, they're so good at getting into the site. That's almost something I want to see Kru challenge them on. Because, yeah, you've got the Nag setup, so that's going to be one side of the map. The other side is, what are we getting from Kesnet? Where is Mizzino going to be? Like, how far are they willing to push and challenge this FPX side so that they can't get into the places like they just were, where they are comfortable?
That Marshall has been spotted out. First shot ringing was the Marshall, and at that point, I think FPX are going to be incredibly cautious of taking ranged duels. Now, this buy that they've gone for here. So they've got their 3 rifles, 2 pistols to back it up. They're expecting to maybe take some more losses than we'll normally see in these pistol rounds with the double light buy. That's some good damage, but there's the Marshall. Swinging through, looking for a victim, getting damage done, but no one there to follow up.
I wonder how early they actually opt to try and juggle this weapon over to a different player, just to make sure that it's not easily going to fall over to enemy hands. The thing is, though, they are starting to take a lot of tags. Mizzino now able to get one of his own, and already, just look how many low players they currently are on the other side. The difference, though, is they've still been unable to take anyone, but eventually it is the wall bang with the shorty. You've not seen that one before.
Oh, all the time, of course. The penetration value of those bullets is way up there. I would love to say good damage. 2 kills normally would be okay. Yeah. But the reality is, FPX come in with 2 pistols and 3 rifles, and they've left with all of the value that they brought in. It's actually, it's such a big brain early round strategy. It's like everybody knows they do it, right? We bring it up every time. The analyst desk brings it up. Like, everybody's pretty, if you're watching Valorant, you're aware of how they buy. But it still just blows my mind every time I see it. It's just not how the early game rounds are supposed to go.
The other thing as well is a lot of the time it doesn't work for other teams.
Yes.
Like, they don't manage to pull it off in the same manner. So, yeah, it must be infuriating. But again, just look at the purchases already here. Every single player with a rifle on board for FPX is going to make this one much more of an even playing field. In fact, even Kesnet has low shields at this stage after the Marshall he bought. And already they are looking to put some serious pressure on. Nice shot from Nags, though. Just watching his teammates back. The trade is quick, though, and this leaves Delzik in a lot of trouble, and the timing couldn't be worse.
They don't know how lucky they just got. Saigetsu was low HP, walling up, healing himself, and all that space was given to him thanks to Angel, the 3rd kill of the round, and he'll get 4. A strong start from the IGL. And 3 rounds now on the board. Kru came into that, and you'd be forgiven if you thought they ecoed.
Yeah, and the real worry is, we just saw the stat come up that they win 60% of their rounds of the defensive part. Now, a lot of that could be just their opposition picking to go onto the attacking side, but even still, I feel like most teams wouldn't really do that. They get the choice this time around. So, yeah, a dangerous start for FPX. As I said, I'm always really impressed whenever I watch their attacking rounds with just how good they are at actually setting up. You see the paranoia there gives the space over to Artis to almost run through. And well, they're already just running and gunning. Look at the sheer pace of which they're looking to swarm into this A side. They've realized that their opponents just can't deal with them.
Marshall shot didn't connect. These players, it needs to be to the head. They're all shielded up. They spotted 3 right at the start. I was surprised they even continued the commitment, but wanted to catch one or two off guard in an angle that wasn't favorable. They didn't, so now the rotations come into play. Angel's going to be lurking up through mid, the rest of the team focusing on the B site, and they've been spotted. Now's the time to make a move, but Kesnet's come in. That Marshall again, it found so much damage in previous rounds, it allowed for a shorty wall bang.
Oh, it's nasty. We don't see the wall too often anymore just because it's something so predictable, but he does it after his teammates have already entered into the site, the focus normally dipping. Artists, again, like they are doing a lot of damage when it comes to these weaker weapons. They're bringing players low, but again, you have the heals available, not something too normal on this map in general, but that's a big trade. That's actually going to be a rifle, likely into the hands of Delsic, but Angel. Oh, this could be so perfect.
It's so late. Oh, they've hurt him! But the shot is missed. Angel still ends up coming ahead in that fight. Just ridiculous. A 4K in the previous round, and this one, sure, they didn't have a lot to work with. But Kru, they looked like they were right back into the round, like they do so much more damage, but this man has been on fire in these last 2 rounds. Marshall with a second headshot in the round. I think the first might have been through the smoke for Kesnet. Blind firing in. But despite that damage, you're 4-0 in the lead as FPX. You've got look at their credits.
Doesn't matter. That's the thing. They win what is an unconventional bonus round. It feels so weird even calling it a bonus round anymore because it's basically a buy. But the amount of credits that they have in reserve is enough to buy. So if they then win that, they have insane amounts of credits. So especially with Angel at what, 7-1, just absolutely decimating in a lot of early battles. This is a big, big problem for Kru, and I'm almost surprised we haven't seen like attack pause out because they can't afford for this to go any further. If they lose this round, they're looking at likely a 6-0 deficit. You're basically done.
So we've seen this a couple of times from FPX. That one-way smoke comes down on A main, and they go past it with the Shrouded Step. Angel this time, he ran towards it and Shrouded Step backwards. Faked it out completely. They keep their players in position. It maybe didn't work with the full fake that they hoped for. Still 2 players here waiting, and now the rotation from Kesnet. Flash doesn't actually hit him. Got a decent angle to spam away at, but they wall it up. Sagetsu's good, just taking advantage of the chaos. Not a chance for Nags to go undetected there. He had a trail leading them right to him. At this point, a matter of seconds into the round, it's a save.
They're being slaughtered. Like, this isn't even competitive at this stage. The reads that are coming out from FPX are making them look foolish. Sagetsu's just chilling. And an easy kill in the end. Mazzino's still trying to challenge this, but you could just see the sheer confidence on the FPX players at this point. I can win any battle, I can win any duel. And the thing I really love about that, Angel Classic, something he's been doing for about 10 years at this point, but they were fooled by it completely.
Good paranoia to start, pressure on for Kru. Already in a bit of panic stations with all this noise going out. And Angel continuing on his dominance, 9-1 in duels right now. And Tom, you know, I feel like at this point, Kru, oh, they need a hero that flashes. That's fantastic! That's how he dies for the second time.
Oh, God. Wow, this is the most competitive round we've seen. A little bit of re-aggression after the smoke's going down. They're going to be able to retrieve some weaponry off of it as well. Kesnet not connecting, though. He's got to be careful. A miss here could give them a chance back into the round, but no. He puts Artist down. Sagetsu re-pushing. Now, he does have himself the res, so that's the plan, but it actually takes the fight above it first. Tries to now cover off his teammate Mazzino, looking to try and throw the flash in, but instead he's been forced back again. A wonderful shot coming out from Kesney. Goes back for more, though. Maybe a little greedy, and they've been able to hit at least a bit of utility onto Mazzino. However, eventually, they do close it. A little bit close for comfort, but Kru, do you know what? They'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, Kesnet was hitting absolutely everything with that Blade Storm. What a round from him. But, you know, for FPX, I want to say Sagetsu walling that off, playing on top of it for the duel, it's actually ridiculous. Obviously, your first thought is, he's walled it, he's going to rest.
Yeah, he's going to rest.
Shoot the wall and break it. Oh, no, he's standing on top of it, and I am in the middle of a spray. You're not winning that. It's just crazy. Those tiny little details, they win you duels, but this time they don't win you rounds. Kru got their first on the board. They're able to buy up nice and neatly here, and they've got so many ultimates in play. FPX don't have that. Their ult economy is lagging behind a little bit. Maybe ahead, I suppose, realistically, but Kru, a ton at their disposal in this one.
Wow, Kesney actually playing ahead of the smoke. It's not really going to help too much on the FPX side. His confidence in this map, as sort of Bren said, is going to be integral. Like, the first few rounds, I think he was 1 kill up until the last round, managing to get a trip off the Bladestorm, and you can just see the difference in his style of play. Like, really looking to try and challenge in mid, not wanting to give any of that ground up, but especially because FPX, they've played into short A, but they haven't had a massive amount of presence in mid, at least so far this game. They've avoided him almost completely.
That may come in a little bit later, but for now, he's been given a fairly boring task a lot of the time. We start out 40 seconds. Operator recovered. Angel gonna make use of his low HP and try to duel around this smoke. Good luck to him. Peek out is caught instantly by Mazzino. A flash.
30 seconds left.
They peek on the back of it. They waited for it. Played anti-flash. Still no kill to be found. And there's a little bit of an off angle in play. It's a tough duel to win with Kesnet taking heads. 4 kills for this man. He's already more than halfway to the Bladestorm being back online.
As said, over the last in the last 2 rounds, I think he's had 7 of his 8 kills. So it's just the difference maker of what this man can do when he performs. And on this map, it's more integral than anything, because so far they've managed to avoid him. They've managed to completely nullify Nags' setup. They've been able to bypass a lot of the utility.
But it doesn't look like he's going to be popping it right away. I was seeing the jet chamber battle on mid going down, but no, this is a full commit to the A site. They'll send absolutely everything in. Angel already rounding the corner, but then they pump the brakes.
They all got hit by the knife. I think every single one of them got hit by the knife, so they have no choice but to fall away. And now the null command coming out as well. That utility from Mazzino has completely stopped the push. And that's the thing. This is something that FPX have fallen back to, these really fast A takes, because they were having so much success on the entry. It seems like this time Kru are very ready for it.
Absolutely. The information they gained now, though, becomes stale. These players could be literally anywhere. At some point, you're going to want to re-aggress for the info, but they'd actually just put, I think, Klaus threw in a Prowler, saw nothing in B main, nothing outside of B main. They have their turret to watch it. They have made control with the trap. But even despite that, they are playing pretty heavy towards the B side, considering the utility in play. And I think after that early contact, you'll very frequently see Nagza be the only player that's on the B side. Maybe I'll have some help around mid, but they're doubled up, and that might catch them off guard. There's the Fade giving away her position and grabbing so much utility, or so much information for her troubles.
Oh, they're expecting the wall boost this time. The peek out, though, is Xiao to trade it, and the spam is not going to really connect onto anything. 2 players still at the back of this site, though, with the TP. That allows Delzik to at least help out his team a little bit, but he goes down. I think he had a Paranoia in hand. Now just trying to clear out Klaus, and he's gone as well. They had a stack up of players, and they get nothing for it. FPX, they basically walked into a trap, and they come out with 3 players.
They had no right. They had no right. I mean, that was so well played by Kru. They did everything right. The ultimate to get them the utility, the rotation into back site. Delzik even grabs a kill from there. I mean, we need to see this back. Some of these fights, I mean, sure, Xiao's initial, but waiting for Kesnet, I mean, the target selection, the timing on when they're pushing, they almost like divvy up the site into like, okay, right now we're not pushing the site. We need to secure spawn first. There's the spawn peak. We've killed him. Okay, now let's look at the site.
And this is
one
all
angle
with
at a
15
time.
seconds left.
Yes, that's when players should be like, go and plant! But no, they're like, hey guys, it's okay. Let's first take this, then this, then this, and then we'll plant if we need to. Madness.
6-2. Still, though, the economy that's built up for Kru is going to give them enough. But again, we've already seen this over previous rounds, just what they're able to do with this Nightfall. The delay, though, that's been caused off the fragment might be enough to make things interesting. Kesnet has been made to look like a fool, but the trade back from Mazzino gives them the advantage once again, but not for long. And now Klaus, this time he has to get something here.
Solid open. Holding under control here. They could be anywhere, and they're showing him that. His teammates coming to spawn. That smoke will be up for a little bit longer. They use it now to cross. Spot a player and mark it! Oh! I mean, that must have been called on the walk down. Klaus was confused. He was caught off guard.
He got one. He actually got Nags whilst just spamming through the wall. And now it comes back into the 1 versus 1. The Haunt is going to buy the time for Xiao for the swing. He was waiting for it. Delzik is going to clutch things out. Give them their 3rd round. Again, they've been so dicey back and forth, and neither team really able to be dominant over these last couple. The thing is, though, Kru, they needed that more so. Their economy would have been in the bin without it.
Again, a lifeline extended their way. Winning those 3 rounds out of the last 4, it's given them that little boost. Fantastic spray up by Delzik, almost caught off. Same thing as earlier. You have to expect that Sagetsu's on top of the wall. He always is.
I just can't believe, like, he was basically just full spraying at the wall. Just still manages to get the kill. He's been having a fantastic game. Again, I feel like whoever gets to play Sage for FPX just ends up at the top of the board, which is peculiar.
The battle Sage. But yeah, it's a very valuable agent to have someone who takes duels on. Look at Angel go. Opening up this round, it's Kesnet gone, and we avoided that mid control for so long, gave Kesnet some space, he felt comfortable, and now he's being challenged.
The problem as well is there was some weaker weapons here. Like, you're looking at Ardis basically just playing his headhunter. Zipan only has a sheriff, but the fact is them getting that opener means that there could be gun retrieval. However, Angel goes down to Nags. I like the fact that you see the initial push-up from Delzik as well. He goes, okay, we need a way back into this round. Let's both just try and find a fight. The second they find that fight, both of them fall back into passive positions. They're not willing to overcommit and try and win the round for their team. They just want to try and equalize things.
Happy to pop the reset. Now, FPX have done that too. They've sent Ardis over to short to retrieve Angel's weapon. And with the rifle in hand, his lurk is on. He's moving through mid. They've spotted players in B main. This is the one gap. Tom, it's wide open. With Kesnet gone in this early round, that pick that Angel found might just have opened the door for Ardis to walk through. He's sneaking into spawn as we speak. It seems 1 kill is guaranteed, and that it is. Now the pressure's on. Mazzino has to run because he can't stay in spawn. There's a guy behind him. Maybe he'll have the timing though. On it, no, they're watching it. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't really know how that was just overlooked. Like, the fact that he goes down, there's no backup plan whatsoever. It's not like they had a trap, an alarm bot, anything that was available to deny it. So someone just has to go looking for that. And you watch the way that Nags is rotating, they are completely none the wiser. They're communicating that this is a B here, everyone's on B, and no one has any idea that this player can be here. That is a huge mistake, especially when you consider there are a couple of lower weapons, the economy's not great. There's a very high chance someone's going to go looking for that gun.
Oh, 100%. Yep, this was patient play by FPX. They looked for a gap and they found it. Gave themselves the time. That's interesting. One-way smoke, turret, judge up close. If Angel dies to this, I think they'll be traumatized. Oh, that's such a great knife! If they pursue it too much, well, they'll end up going down, I would have thought. Delzik, though, was dealt with without doing anything, and Kesnet is just stuck.
He might not even get to use his Blade Storm for the entirety of this round. No command in. They're baiting out these ults, but I don't think FPX are going to mind an attempt. A failed one at that, just trying to get rid of Sagetsu. And finally, the Blade Storm's online. He's had to use all of them just to get rid of that one man. FPX able to stabilize here, and again, just their utility usage has been superb throughout this map. I also want to say, one of the things that I just don't think is the greatest of setups for Kru is the fact that a lot of their B defense relies on Klaus and just his fade util, which I don't think they've been aggressive enough in taking control for that to really be a thing. It's just like, okay, how much can you delay? And then the answer for most of this map has been none.
Yeah, and if you can delay even slightly, it's actually because Ardis is on his way into your spawn.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's playing into FPX's hand either way. This has been so tough for a team. Look, they didn't pick this map, but they're strong on it. They're strong on the defense, and Kru now in a lot of trouble. This final round, I mean, they need it. And then they need the pistol to follow it up. I mean, it's hard to imagine FPX defensive side Ardis now starting to get in the rhythm a little bit, and now you put him on defense. He won some of the previous maps on his own.
The thing is, after the failed sort of mid control, Kesnet actually just goes straight into playing on the B side. The thing is, they've early broke the turret, so he now has to go roaming around just in fear that they've actually gone back in the other direction. And you can see on the other side, they're expecting a level of aggression just to try and find out some information. Good use of the fragment to at least delay, but it doesn't last for long.
Delzik in the corner, great paranoia, but somehow Ardis still gets that kill. The trades come in thick and fast, and it's Kru who seem to be ahead. Kesnet getting out of there with his life, but he didn't land the shot. He didn't find another frag, and instead the plant has come down and ult through for information. Did it catch all three? I think so.
Now they're going to turn it back. You can see them trying to stick around. Artis just waiting to leave at the very last second, but instead he goes down. Still going to be a 3v3 and not for long. Saigetsu already dropping one. Still a rotation attempting to be coming through from Kesnet, and they've still got the information that Klaus has just sat up here. The time ticking. They need to get a move on, and they need to get a move on now, and it's left all on to Klaus. He will get nothing more. It is a dominant attacking half for FPX, and honestly, if you're a Kru fan, all
because at 9-3 down, finishing out their defensive side on FPX's map pick, and a map that they pick up most of their rounds on the defense. It seems like an impossible task. I mean, FPX have come into this server and stonewalled Jet Pill for Kesnet. See if his jet fuel can bring him across the line. Here we go, 135 on the clock, and immediately Kru are blitzing into B. They're making a lot of noise, dragging this push out of Angel, but Angel could be in danger. What? Nags had gone back, he's left it. Ends up with a trade. I mean, that's better than it should have been.
Zipan's actually the one to get the kill from behind him, and he's stuck around. He's in fact going for a little bit more, maybe a bit too greedy in this position, but never mind. They are just disrespecting their opponents at this point. They are pushing into mid, and still it comes down to this 1v1 scenario. Saigetsu, his read, it's so perfect, but he doesn't get the timing quite right. He's going to have to go back around, break the glass, try and wrap back through, running around the edge, and he gets the headshot almost too easily. The fragment not damaging him at all.
Feels like another nail in the coffin, maybe the final one with 10-3 on the board. Double digits hit, and frankly, Kru haven't made it off the starting point at this stage of the game. I don't know, do you even entertain a force buy round 2? Probably not. Play for 11-3 and a flawless comeback into it, but
it's also, you're not running a chamber, so it's even just like, what can you bring into this one other than just some pistols, like risk a few SMGs, like it just really isn't worth anything of the sort. Now you'll be happy, it's not quite an Odin, but it's halfway there.
You know what? I appreciate it, Xiao. I really do. The Ares though
almost goes down.
The Ares didn't get contact. It's on its way around to mid. Mazzino taking Angel. That's a solid start for a round that, again, they did not force buy. This is not a heavy investment. It's not do or die. It's a round that they should probably lose, and instead, they've done a ton of damage already, and we're still in the 4v4. Plus, look at where they're going. They're on B. They're in spawn. Artis is about to be stabbed in the back. That's devastating! This Sheriff actually, with low HP on these players, has a good shot on range, but the Ares supremacy in full effect, and look at him go!
Come on. Oh, I guess Xiao's just decided to make it day. There you go, but Saigetsu's gone down. Again, this round is still very much competitive. The only problem is the awkward position of the spike. The swing comes back out. Xiao has, he's unfortunately made the Ares work. And not in the position you'd expect.
3 kills and it saved the day. What a stronghold coming out of Xiao. Not a single wall bang in sight. Gorgeous spray control, Xiao. This guy's been putting in the time. I respect that. I appreciate it.
Oh, no. Oh, come on.
Oh, beautiful. This is 11-3, though, and for Kru, they're not going to be feeling too happy about that previous round. They had an opportunity there.
Well, I don't think there's many team who wants to play FPX on ASCENT.
I mean, they almost got there last time. Kru could have pushed us across the line to this map, but Tom, if this is anything to go by, it wouldn't have changed the result. This has to be one of the best attacking sides we have seen. And to start things out, we're trading damage, but with rifles in play for Kru and FPX playing this as... this is funny, because they are actually playing a bonus round. This is, and I mean this is not an FPX bonus round. It's a bonus round.
Yeah, they didn't even really buy massively into the rifles in the last either, so I think it was a Guardian that was lost, and a few other pieces. Delzic's got to be careful here. He can't afford to lose that fight. The Ares still going strong. They actually walled themselves in as bait, and then managed to actually take the fight and escape. Even still, though, quite a bit of space found. I gets through the timing completely wrong. Tries to dissipate away and gets caught instead. There's a lot of players here, though, Mitch. 3 players already rotating in towards the B side, and that's where the spike's currently going.
Oh, Mazzino's been baited in. The swing out by Artis right afterwards, just that LMG. sounding off. It scared them. The spike's outside of B. But they have players coming into A. The site now secured, the rotation guaranteed, but the difference is FPX came into this with scraps, with breadcrumbs. Now they're going to retrieve those rifles, be able to fight back into this round with some actual firepower.
Yeah, they've had to go the long way around. Angel all the way through the spawn just to collect the gun, and actually, Kesney, he was low on HP, desperately low, but wanted to try and find something extra, give his team an advantage going into the fight. Okay, all the players are at least tagged on the FPX side, but they now have a man advantage.
It's not like this, surely. The one time we see FPX take that low by 30 HP. I mean, it has to be Klaus to go huge. He's caught one. At least the trade doesn't come in. He's still stuck out in the open, though, and his teammate's so low. Angel won't get anything done. 3 kills for Klaus. He will save the day this time around, but Tom, that's what they can do with pistols. With one LMG. I mean, that's not a good sign for what's to come.
Yeah, well, it was an Ares, a Bulldog, and then the rest was next to nothing. Headhunter. Now they upgrade that Ares into a slightly bigger Ares. And on the other side of things, they've got rifles across the board. The thing is, though, I want to see how these ults are going to be utilized. Can they get anything done with the null command? Can they take away some of that utility early? The fact is, though, just look at how much map control's being challenged for. Ardis again just disrespecting this Latin American team. Kesnet has gone early. Angel's going to add to the turmoil as Mazzino, the second-hand man, is gone as well.
Yeah, this is Kru spread now, taking a lot of control, trying to win their duels on angles. It was mid they wanted to fight on, and they didn't get the opportunity. Having lost short, now these players are completely trapped. They're completely surrounded. The Odin's on to Klaus. And with Nagzit stuck in the corner, they know exactly where he is. Delzic's the last man alive. The credits are running dry on Kru. And if they lose this round, well, I think they've already lost it. They're going to need 8 in a row to hit overtime. They're going to need overtime, and then they're going to need binds. That's a lot of win conditions, and for FPX, all they need is 1.
I've seen it once this tournament, but it wasn't quite the same scenario. It was the favorite down, and, well, they managed to turn it all the way back and win in the series. That was DRX in one of our early opening games. The fact is, well, it's another South American roster, but the fact is they are so far behind. 8 in a row needed, a Blade Storm at least, a few ults to play behind it, but there's the same on the other side. And while so far FPX have looked indestructible on this map.
Those 2 Spectres, man, I mean, we need Kesnet to find some opening duels, get that damage in. Zipan already, same thing Kru were doing to them. Destroy the utility, pop down the nade, wall up now. Both can focus on taking that duel together. The Blade Storm leading the charge. Kesnet has been so good with this ultimate in play, but he leaves, he falls back, gets them to play in a little bit of utility, and then they'll blitz B, but the rotation hasn't come through either. They know that now. The ultimate's given them all the information they could possibly need. Over on the FPX side, they tuck in, they wait, and now the Odin comes through, bringing it to bear on his opponents. Artis will drop Mazzino, Artis will drop another! This is unbelievable stuff from Artis and Ace to close out the map!